It's gonna be simple. One thing I want to explain to you why, why exactly I don't do these anymore. Because I'm a little bit tired of Overwatch. Community, the game, is what I did at first. Okay, so I said to myself, you know what? I'm just fucking done with the Overwatch, like threads, community, just the BattleNet in general. I even went to the subreddit. The subreddit is okay. Okay, Reddit in general, I love Reddit. There's some few scattered idiots on Reddit, but they're not as close to how horrible the Overwatch official threads are. Like, there's just a fucking no comparison. These guys are the absolute pinnacle of worst official threads ever imaginable, ever conceived by human hands, ever made into an actual thing that people can come and talk with. That's how bad these fucking people are. And I said to myself, okay, I'm done with these people. I'm done doing this. I really want to do this Overwatch discussion, but I can't. I just hate coming here. I noticed what my problem is with Overwatch. I don't hate the game, I just hate coming here. I just hate all the yelling. I hate all people tearing each other apart. I hate all these varying opinions. I hate how everything's dictated by a voting system. Hey, if you want things to be noticed, just upvote them all. So that means even if it's just directly personal character hate, all you gotta do is upvote it, and Blizzard will listen to you. And that's the reason what's happening with these tanks right now in the game. They're getting nerfed to fuck because all these, threads have been highly rated. They're all highly rated. They're all proving some bullshit personal point about how these characters are worthless. They need to be, nerfed to trash tier. That's all they are. Just upvote them. And if you want other varying opinions not wanted, or you don't want them to be heard, just downvote them to oblivion. You'll notice if you go in there right now and look for any of the Roadhog threads or any of the Diva threads, notice how the ones that are talking shit about the character and how worthless the mains are and how stupid the mains are for not understanding these guys' logic are the ones that are getting high voted, but all the other ones are saying, well, I have a Diva main and I understand that there's problems with Diva, but I don't think people should be acting stupid. Those are the ones that are getting, nerfed to fuck. Well, no, downvoted to fuck. I made a few threads about saying, okay, he needed to work, Roadhog needed to work, but I don't think he needed, a nerf nuke. And lo and behold, he got a few likes, and then it kind of fluctuated after a while. That's what happens. It's not one of those things that got swept up in the traffic of other threads or whatever. It's just it just literally got fluctuated. It goes from, okay, you got a lot of downvotes, now you got a lot of upvotes. You got a lot of downvotes, now you got a lot of upvotes. And I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna leave it alone. So I just went around, I'm just like, okay, I'm just sick of the infighting. I'm gonna go fuck off and play the game. Lo and behold, go to the game and the same thing's going on. Like, I said to myself, this just proves the community is this fucking terrible and the game's barely a year old. This community is this divided, this fucked up and terrible, that they've ruined it by themselves. Like, you can at least, the Sonic fan base took time to fuck its community apart. That took time. Overwatch is barely a year old and the community's already this fucking bad. And this is it's a stone cold fact. Like, the community shouldn't be this, like, awful and divided. Maybe it may look like that to outsiders, but if you look on the inside, these people don't like each other at all. Like, honestly. And this is what happens when you go into the competitive scene too early. You wanted to push your dumbass little esports, didn't you, Blizzard? Even when you were still developing the game. And what you want about Counter-Strike at least had years before it threw itself in the esports scene. Same thing with League. They at least had years. And even then, even when they were in, esports, they needed to balance themselves. But they at least balanced themselves for the sport. And they knew exactly where they were headed to. But Blizzard, in the middle of the game, still developing, wasn't even a year old, they threw it into an esports scene, and I'm sure these pro players were like, the game isn't ready for something like this, but fuck it, whatever. I mean, it's good that you did that. Yay, I don't care about esports, but it's like, you guys, you need to at least fix your game before you threw it into this kind of scene. Because you need to have some readiness for it. You did the same fucking thing with Heroes of the Storm, and it didn't do that well. But whatever, Blizzard, you make the calls, that's the thing about people on there. They go, well, you're not a developer, so you don't get to make those kind of decisions. Developers know what they want. Sure, that's you know, the reason why they made, you know, this auction house for Diablo 3. That's the reason why they made a DRM or whatever, something like that. That's the reason why they fucked over their player base like that, because they know what they're doing, right? That's the reason why Overwatch isn't balanced correctly, because they know what they're doing, right? That's the reason why they threw it in the esports scene, even though the game wasn't that finished in terms of balancing, until they had clear issues. They know what they're doing, right? You know, I knew a game like this was gonna have this kind of setting, of course. Like, it would have this kind of thing where it's getting nerfed a lot. That's the thing about these online-only games now, because everyone's playing them. People have their own interests. People have their own problems. So you can't listen to everyone. So you have to make a ballpark figure for everything. You have to make a shot. You have to shotgun. You know, a shotgun solution to everything. Like everything in the kitchen sink solution to everything now. And that's the thing that I want to bring up here. It's less about actually knowing what the character needs to be having the nerf, because all you gotta do is look on the BattleNet or anything like that and just show that these people have no idea how to nerf these characters. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, yet they want to tell everybody else that they don't know what the fuck they need to do to nerf these characters. You know? And then they act all high and mighty when they have these long drawn out fucking essays on how the character should be nerfed better. You know, how they're not satisfied because the character just got nerfed. They want to nerf the specific. Here's the thing that I like. You know, everybody know. I'm sure a lot of people have seen Kevin Hart. Like, you remember that little skit where he's talking about, you know, when I asked you to do something, I want you to do it the way I saw you. I envisioned you doing it. That's kind of how people are with Blizzard or games like this or companies like this. They're like, I want you to nerf the character, but I want you to nerf it the way I want you to nerf it. That's if that makes total sense to anyone out there. They want the characters nerfed in the way that they envision them to be nerfed. So people were asking around, well, okay, Roadhog's getting nerfed. How are we gonna nerf Roadhog? Well, people were like, okay, reduce his, you know, reduce the distance to his hook. Makes total sense. Reduce his damage. All right, because I will agree, as a Roadhog main, he does a little bit too much damage sometimes. He does. That makes total sense. I mean, they decreased his spread in the PTR from what I've seen, and first of all, what they did is that, okay, you have line of sight and stuff like that. I think I've already built this up. You gotta be looking at your target, basically. You have line of sight. You have to be looking at your target. But which, to me, is stupid. As a Roadhog main, why would you hook someone and be looking left to the right? You want to be looking at your target when you hook them in, so that when they get to you, you want to shoot them. Okay, so next is objects in your way will break the hook. That makes sense. Okay, if you have a pole in front of you and you hook someone and they have, because in a brief few seconds, the target still has a little bit of control over their momentum. So if they were to go behind a pole, then the hook will snap. Makes total sense. That rewards someone for getting away from the hook. If they get hooked and they were going towards a wall, they can snap the hook. That's done. That will knock out all those, you know, complaints about being hooked through walls or whatever. And they increased the cooldown time. Instead of 6 seconds, it's 8. 2 seconds. They added 2 seconds. So if you missed the hook, oh well, you gotta wait 8 seconds now. I mean, that's not bad to me, because there are a lot of abilities that other characters have. They're like, what, 12 seconds? The main point to that is that, you know, there are a lot of characters that have more than 8 seconds on the cooldown. So no cooldown of 8 seconds on the hook doesn't seem illogical. Doesn't seem unfair, like, at all. But you know, okay. Another thing, to compensate for the fact that he has a longer cooldown time, they made it to where he has this. I don't understand how people got a damage boost out of all this, because they made it to where the spread of his pellets from his scrap gun is decreased by 20%. One thing, okay, once you look at it this way, that's not much, because it's still going to function like a shotgun. In fact, the spread of his, just because the spread is slightly decreased, doesn't mean that he's still going to have problems at mid-range with anything. That's just his normal spread, which is not a big deal, but apparently people are saying that's a buff. I mean, he gets a slightly decreased in spread, that's a buff. And also 8 seconds on a cooldown, that's a buff. I fail to see this, because to me this is okay, because the entire point of the complaints, the entire point of the, you know, complaints of everyone was getting a one shot by his character. It seems reasonable to me. You know, they increase the cooldown time, so you have to wait longer if you miss, which again, there's your punishment right there. People are also saying there's no punishment for it now. There is punishment. There's always been punishment. Roadhog's entire gimmick is his hook. If he misses this hook, that's 6 seconds, well now 8 seconds, he's completely defenseless. He has to be looking at you now. He has to be line of sight, which to me, from what I've seen, line of sight is the reticle. If you are not aiming at, if you aim at someone, I guess if you look at someone and you know you hook them, then that's it. You throw out, you cast your hook, and you get them. But you have to be looking at them. They have to be in your line of sight, which means if they're off to somewhere else, the hook's gonna break. It's gonna detach. Okay. Any obstructions? People were having a main complaint was the fact that they're getting hooked through walls. Not anymore, because the hook snaps upon obstructions to anything. I'm not sure how this will affect anything. I haven't seen much in terms of, I've only seen environmental, like, you know, kind of things to that. But I haven't experimented around enough with it to go, oh, okay, well, you know, what about shield and stuff like that? Well, automatically shield should be able to do it anyway, because you can't hook through Reinhardt's shield. You can hook through May's Ice Wall. You can hook through things like that. That's not possible. Utterly impossible. But like he has counters, guys. He has things that, you know, weigh him down. You know, even with that longer cooldown time for hook. So again, if he misses, tough luck. I mean, tough shit. That's 8 seconds. He now has two more seconds packed onto him, to where you can kill him in that time. You should be able to kill him in that time. You should, even with the increase in decrease in spread. That's not a big issue. He's still susceptible to ranged fighters. You know, half the fucking cast, ranged fighters. So there you go. Even with the nerfs, he's still at a disadvantage. I mean, even with the fact that people have, you know, tried to destroy the infrastructure, you know, okay, getting rid of the one shot, that's understandably a problem. Getting rid of the fact that he can hook you through walls or solid objects, that's understandable. But he still has counters. He still has counters that have been there since his creation. He's slow. He has 4 shots. He spends half of his time on the battlefield reloading. When his hook misses, he's at a severe disadvantage. He's defenseless. He has no armor. Well, he has a self-heal. Okay, that doesn't do much. Why would you stand there and let him heal? I don't get half of the issues with this. People go, oh well, his heal he can heal back, you know, 200 HP. Why would you sit there and let him? If you shoot him while he's doing that, he's at a severe disadvantage. That's a few seconds. He's defenseless. An already defenseless character is utterly defenseless because he stopped moving. He cannot attack you during that. That is your perfect opportunity. And fuck, if you have another Roadhog on the scene, or you have a character that can stun him, then guess what? He can't heal. He just wasted his ability because it has a cooldown now. Once he's activated, it automatically gets a cooldown. If he's in the middle of that animation and someone throws a flashbang at him like a McCree, that's it. He has to wait for that cooldown. That means his health stays the same. There's ways to counter this, guys, and you can clearly see when he's healing. You can't. The game makes it plain as day when he's healing. So anyways, that's just me. That's just how I think. That's just how I, you know, view things in how Overwatch is these days. You know, I just wanted to cover a few things. This is probably my last kind of thing on this. You know, I just want to cover what the state of how things are in general, because, you know, the Roadhog thing it's really a big thing now, because, you know, in terms of other tanks too, I didn't talk about D.Va much because I'm not that much of a D.Va person, and she's also getting nerfed. But tanks in general, like, we have 2 main tanks, and even Anna, for example. Anna, I forgot to mention Anna. Let me mention her briefly before I close out. She's getting nerfed too. Like, her biotic grenade's getting nerfed the fuck too, for some strange reason. Because she's an accessory. That's all she is. Again, that's the whole point of this catering, you know, that I brought up earlier. You know, like what 7 minutes ago, I think, about this catering. She's just an accessory to all this. She didn't really need to be nerfed, but she's getting nerfed anyway. because she was just so good at power healing these tanks. Because as a healer, that's what she can do. If people were using Mercy, she'd be in the same way. That's just the thing. Like, all you have to do is replace her with any other character, and they would have got the same exact thing. Hell, Lucio would have got the same exact thing. You know, because she was just power healing this tank meta. And I've already brought this up in the previous one of my Overwatch discussions about the tank meta, and I've already brought up the fact that, you know, those characters were getting nerfed because of the tank meta, because people hated these characters and they hate seeing these characters in the meta. So, anyways, that's just me. Over and out.